Have you ever stopped to consider how often you're exposed to chemicals in your daily life? It's a question that's not often asked, but it's an important one. Every day we interact with a multitude of chemicals, in our food, in our water, in the very air we breathe. Now, before you go into a panic, remember that not all chemicals are harmful. In fact, many of them are essential for our survival and well-being. But there are certain chemicals found in everyday products and environments that can be detrimental to our health. From household cleaners to industrial waste, from our morning cup of coffee to the smoggy air of a busy city, these potentially harmful chemicals are a part of our daily lives. It's a silent, invisible threat, but one that we can manage with the right knowledge. So let's dive into this world of chemical exposure and learn how we can protect ourselves. Now, you might be wondering, how do these chemicals enter our bodies? Well, there are three main routes: ingestion, inhalation, and absorption. Let's start with ingestion. This is the most common way we think about chemicals entering our bodies. We ingest chemicals when we eat food or drink water that's contaminated with them. But it's not just about what's on our plate or in our glass. Chemicals can also enter our bodies when we unintentionally swallow them, like when we lick our fingers after handling a cleaning product, or when a toddler puts a toy in their mouth. Next, we have inhalation. Our lungs are like big sponges, soaking up the air we breathe in. But along with the oxygen we need to live, we can also inhale chemicals. This can happen when we're near a source of chemical emissions, like a factory, or when we use products that release chemicals into the air, like aerosol sprays or scented candles. Finally, there's absorption. Our skin is our body's largest organ, and it's actually quite good at keeping things out. However, some chemicals are small or oily enough to slip through our skin and enter our bloodstream. This can happen when we use products like lotions or soaps that contain chemicals, or when we touch surfaces that have been treated with chemicals, like a freshly cleaned countertop. Certain parts of our bodies can be particularly vulnerable to chemical exposure. For instance, our skin, lungs, and digestive system are all in direct contact with the environment, making them prime targets. Our nails, hair, and ears too can absorb chemicals. It's important to note that everyone's body is different. Some people may be more susceptible to chemical exposure due to factors like age, health status, and genetic makeup. Understanding how chemicals enter our bodies is the first step to safeguarding ourselves against them. By knowing the routes of exposure, we can be more mindful about our interactions with chemicals and take steps to reduce our risk. After all, knowledge is power. Stay tuned as we continue exploring the world of chemical safety. So, where are these chemicals coming from? You might be surprised to find out that they're hiding in plain sight. We often find them in our daily household cleaners, those sprays, powders, and liquids we use to keep our homes sparkling clean. But these substances can contain a cocktail of harmful chemicals that can be absorbed through our skin or inhaled into our lungs. Next, let's think about industrial waste. It can seep into our soil and water, leading to indirect exposure when we consume contaminated food or water. And have you ever considered the fluids in your vehicle? Changing your car's oil or coolant can expose you to potentially harmful substances. The key here is awareness. By being aware of where these chemicals lurk, we can make informed decisions about the products we use and the precautions we take. By knowing where to look, we can start reducing our daily chemical exposure. Knowing the risks is half the battle. Let's talk about how we can protect ourselves. The first line of defense against chemical exposure is awareness. Be vigilant. Read labels before purchasing or using any products. If you see ingredients you don't recognize or can't pronounce, consider doing a quick online search to learn more about them. Next, don your armor. Protective gear isn't just for superheroes. When handling chemicals, glove up. If you're dealing with fumes, consider a mask or respirator. Remember, your skin, eyes, and lungs are gateways for chemicals to enter your body. Finally, let's talk ventilation. When using chemicals, especially in enclosed spaces, ensure there's plenty of air circulation. This helps disperse potentially harmful fumes, reducing your exposure. Your health is in your hands. Start taking steps to protect yourself from harmful chemical exposure today. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on living a healthier and safer life.